Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Backstage with the Queensland Choir for 2025. I'm your host, James Haywood. This year we've been fortunate enough to have 14 new people join the Queensland Choir, and over the next couple of weeks we'll be catching up with a few of them, and that's why we are interviewing Jess here. So thanks so much for joining us, Jess.
No worries, happy to be here.
Now tell us about your very first singing memory. When did you discover that you could sing?
Wow. So I was one of those kids that kind of didn't shut up. I was always singing to the point where people were telling me to stop. And you know, when you're a kid, your family will kind of say, oh, you've got a lovely voice, and you don't really believe them. You kind of go, okay, I'm just doing my thing. So it took me a really long time to kind of go, oh, actually, maybe this is a thing that I do. So I think I realized maybe in high school during music class, and we actually had to sing something. And when I was done singing, people were like, looking around, like, did you hear that? And I kind of went, okay, maybe I'm good. Maybe I'm good. So after that, that's when I kind of started taking things a little bit more seriously and kind of got into music a bit more, and then eventually into choirs.
And did you sing in high school as well?
I did. So after that little experience in music, I ended up auditioning for music extension and subsequently got into that. So I did a little bit of singing there too.
And what does singing do for you? How do you feel when you are singing?
Depends on if it's performance or rehearsal. I find rehearsal to be quite almost meditative because you're spending so much time focusing on your music and learning that music, and it gives you this opportunity to really clear your mind of anything that's going on in your life, and you're just doing that. And for the couple of hours a week, for example, that we're in rehearsal, that's all I'm thinking about. I'm not worried about where I'm going next or anything like that. I'm very calm. But in performance, it's a different story. Maybe I'm a little bit nervous. Depends on how prepared I feel. Sometimes there's a little bit of a joyful feeling, I suppose, when you do a really good job and you know you've done a good job, and you're on stage, you go, guys, I know guys, I did a great job. So yeah, it's highly dependent, but yeah.
Well, speaking of performance, why don't we turn to our upcoming concert of Carmina, Burana. Tell us, what's your favorite part of the work?
I really like Tempus Est Iocundum.
Okay.
I think it's one of the sillier parts of the work, and it's a really simple sing. But just the amount of fun that you kind of get to have with that, oh, 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 you kind of just mucking around. And even the words are a little bit silly, you know. I'm filled with joy, come let us rejoice with the young men. It's all a little bit silly, and I enjoy being silly. So yeah, that's my favorite part.
I think you've done a good job at selling it. Now, when it comes to singing in our choir, we are an auditioned choir, and that can cause a bit of angst to new people. What would you say to, I guess, encourage someone to join, if they were a little bit nervous about the audition part, what would you say?
Genuinely, fear not. I had not sung in a choir properly for a couple of years coming to the audition, so I thought to myself, I don't think I'm prepared for this at all, and I was very nervous. But Kevin was incredibly kind, incredibly patient, and the whole experience just felt really positive. And obviously at the end of the day, I've come out of it with a position in the choir, so things went well overall. Yeah, there's nothing to be nervous about. No one's judging you. You're genuinely just coming in to show someone that, yes, I like to sing and I can sing.
Good advice. You should be like Jess. Now, if you would like information on how to join our choir, simply head to queenslandchoir.com. And if you would like to hear us sing the choral epic that is Carmina Burana, we will be singing that work on the 5th of April in the Old Museum. For ticket details, you can also head to our website, queenslandchoir.com.